Are the mics working? Dude, oh my god, this is so botched.
The mic's working?
Oh my god, it's so butch.
Oh my god, it's so botched.
Buddy says he wants an intro. I give him an intro. I don't want to use it. Yeah, we're good.
Welcome back to the BotchPod, the worst podcast in the world. Very special guest today. We've been chasing him down left and right. Haven't been able to get him on for
Fucking
months now. Since the beginning, we've been trying to get him on. Mr. 716 Nick.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for finally fucking coming on, dude. Jesus Christ. Been like pulling teeth trying to get you.
I know, man.
I don't know if it really...
You're a busy man.
He's a busy man.
You're a busy man. So for the people that don't know you, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Nick Cavarella, also known as 716 Nick. I'm a content creator. My main focus is kind of video editing and working with athletes. So it's kind of what I do.
So how did you get started?
I'm talking like video or just like...
Just what
everything.
piqued your interest in like cameras and stuff?
So when I was, probably when I was like 12 years old, my aunt gave me my first camcorder. And she gave it to me because I always liked kind of taking it at like family parties and just kind of run and gun with the camera. So when I was 12, she gave me my first camcorder, and then from there I started making like little skateboarding videos around my neighborhood to like little stunt videos. Like I was a huge like fan of like Jackass and like Viva La Bam growing up. Like Bam Margera was like kind of like my spirit animal growing up. So I always kind of wanted to like have like a TV show of some sort, or at least like kind of do something like Viva La Bam. So as I got older, it was like skateboarding videos and then stunt videos around the neighborhood, and then I kind of got into like doing like athlete videos. And when I got into college, I really started working with like football players and basketball players, just helping them like make little highlight tapes for like their Instagram and Twitter, and it kind of turned into a full-time career after college. So wasn't really like expecting like video to become what it is today in my life. Like it's a really big part of my life, but it's pretty crazy the way it kind of turned out. I wasn't expecting a lot of it to happen. So
yeah, it is crazy. I mean, just from knowing you for the past 2 years, 3 years now?
Probably 2-3 years, yeah.
Yeah, and like seeing where you were to where you are now is definitely cool. You said Bam was your
Bam
hero?
Bam Margera was like
your spirit animal?
the spirit animal. Yep.
Really, Bam.
He's going through a
Shows
lot of
Bam.
shit right now.
Poor
is,
Bam. He's
man.
out the wagon again, dude.
Yeah.
It's tough to
Like
watch.
that's like
too.
our spirit animal now.
Yeah, it's facts. Yeah. I just keep on getting fatter and fatter, and I tell myself I'm gonna stop drinking, but I never do. Poor Bam, dude.
Yeah,
And then
Bam.
it all went downhill when Ryan Dunn died, but also when Don Vito. No, I'm kidding. But R.I.P. Don Vito. I made a TikTok about Don Vito the other day, but I took it down because it didn't get any views. But yes, I grew up watching Viva La Bam a lot. That was my favorite was Bam. Bam was awesome.
Yeah, he was just always just charismatic on the camera. I mean, all those guys like in Jackass and Viva La Bam were charismatic, but like Bam especially, I feel like just made like the whole thing. Like I remember me and my buddy Derek, who actually works with us here at the studio. You guys know him. We'd always like joke around and like try and make like remake the intro when we were kids, and it was always like Derek would always kind of like film what I was doing. Like there's like a video of us on Facebook, and I remember we were going down like a hill or something on our snowboards and just like jumping into like a ditch, and like there's a video of Derek taking it of me, and I'm like jumping into this ditch. And I remember like when we were kids, like we used to call it like Viva La Knack, because like that's like those are my initials. So like we tried to like do that, and just I don't know, it was like really cheesy, but like I don't know, it was a way for us to get into video, and it's cool for us to like be working together now, kind of hand in hand, especially here at the studio.
Yeah, right.
Talk about the new studio.
Yeah.
No free shout outs.
Yeah. No, the studio move has been pretty crazy. We got in here a little over a month ago now, and the whole team, like between like Adam, me, Taylor, Derek, Hopfer, like the list goes on. Like we've been here from 8 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night most days, just kind of building out the psych wall, building out different sets in the studio. I mean, for those that don't know, like we went from an 1,100 square foot studio space, film and photography studio, to 11,000. So it's been a pretty crazy change up, but it's been fun because our team's growing here, and it's allowing us to do a lot more things than we could do at our old spot. So it's cool. We can have again, different people in. There's just more room for overall activity, I guess you could say, in our new space here.
It's a warehouse.
Literally.
It's like the Fantasy Factory, guys. And wait, you got to shout out the Instagram, right?
Yeah, so it's Welcome to Legacy House right now, but I think we're going to change that.
Oh, yeah?
Once we're really up and rolling. But yeah.
Any hints of what you're going to change it to, or is that classified? Or have you even discussed it?
I think we're going to change it to just like Legacy House, but for now it's Welcome to Legacy House.
Okay, so Legacy House is here to stay, but Welcome to Legacy House is just the Instagram name is going to change.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for now, like, people can find us on Instagram at Welcome to Legacy House.
Fucking go follow them, you fucking jackasses, if you don't. But
it's sick in here. I mean, you guys just had Benny and the whole crew here the other day till like 4 a.m.
Yeah, man.
And you guys aren't even like fully done.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's crazy how fast everything's gotten done, honestly.
Yeah.
It is. Like, these guys, they had it, like, we were in here, we did a podcast, like, week 1 or something. It was, like, the first couple of days you got the thing. And, like, I mean, it's like 3 weeks later, and you got it almost all done and, like, completed and, like, almost ready to roll. Like,
yeah,
you're there. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be done up to our standards, but it's definitely come a long way in the past, like 3-4 weeks, like you were saying too. And you guys were actually the first to shoot in here, which is like,
dude, yeah, damn right.
Yeah, you guys actually were the first ones to shoot.
We were the last ones at the last one.
Yeah, you guys were.
We were the last and first. Here,
yeah.
Let's go. Maybe, just maybe. It depends. It's up to Nick and Adam. But after this pod, we'll do like a little video segment of a little tour or something. That's up to you, though.
Yeah, I'm down.
You down?
We're pretty much ready for it. Yeah, there's
right.
like one set that we're not done building yet, but I'm sure we could probably show that.
All right.
Because then that set actually is going to be pretty cool once it's done.
Okay, cool. It's up to you guys.
Yeah,
I just thrown it out
down.
there. All right, yeah. Put you guys on the map, even though you're already on the map. Yeah. But one thing, before we get off that topic, like do you still plan on doing like the like a monthly thing if like you're a creator around here and like you want to like expand and like let other people like come use the facility and stuff?
Yeah, so that's like the cool thing about it too. Like at our old spot, we used to kind of rent out the studio to local creators and photographers, but obviously like we can only have one client in there, right? Like we couldn't have multiple people like we have here. Like our cyc wall at our old spot was tiny compared to this one. Like our new one is 40 foot by 13. So like you can have multiple shoots going on at once on that cyclorama wall. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Honestly, that old cyc wall was probably the biggest I had ever seen until I saw this.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I saw that
huge.
fucking thing. It's insane.
Yeah, and it was insane building it too. Like it's cool for us, especially too, like for our group specifically, just because everything that people are going to see in this spot, like we built from the ground up. Like we didn't hire people to come in and build us the cyc wall, build us all the sets and design it. Like it was all us. It was all like a collective thing out of everybody. So like everybody kind of played a role in some way, shape, or form. Whether they were screwing in nuts and bolts on the in 2x4s on that cyc wall, to painting it, to spray painting on the new sets that we have in there. Like everybody played a role, so it's cool to like actually be able to say that like we did this out of ourselves with it.
And it looks great too.
So
you guys are always like, and I mean, if you guys look them up on Instagram, like we've told you, you'll see that these guys are always working on something new, and like always, like you guys just got done painting the one set, like you did the paper one. I don't know what to call it, but like it has Stefan Diggs on it. And it's like all news articles and stuff. Yeah. And then like the Louis Vuitton one with the cage and everything. I saw you guys doing that too. You guys are just always up to something. But I think that's really important because you know this as well as I do. I see like so many kids that especially watch us, or like even on Buffalo AF or whatever you watch us on. They're like some of these kids want to create content now, and I feel like this is like a great spot like to learn and like just to have like to even shoot stuff. There's so many more people now doing it. Especially in Buffalo, too. So, like, what you guys have is, like, perfect and what Buffalo needs.
And companies, too. Like, companies are always looking for creators and areas to do stuff, so.
Yeah, I know like Adam too has like talked about like we'd eventually want to open it up to, you know, teaching courses on like how to like basic video editing skills, like how like maybe there's like an intro to photography class, like stuff like that, because you know, every creator like on our team has their own style. Like some guys have more of like a professional and like corporate style, whereas like for me, I would consider myself more of like a street vibe. More,
Definitely, yeah.
More not so corporate, but I can get into a corporate, I guess, style if I had to. But I mean, that's what's cool about it though, because now we have so many people under one roof where it's just like not just one category anymore. Where now it's, you know, we have like people that specialize in product videos, and we have people that specialize in, you know, just like street photography alone. Again, like the corporate, like testimonial style videos. So it's cool, just that we're gonna be able to offer like a lot more stuff here down the line.
So, kind of a random question. What do you think is like the craziest video you've ever shot? Like not like quality wise or like cool wise, but like craziest like experience.
Are you going like best experience, like the whole thing?
Yeah, like
Best experience. Are we? Do we mean like viral clips or just like?
Not necessarily, but like
the craziest thing. I guess I could. I could talk about this. I could talk a little bit about the stuff with Tyreek and Rick Ross and Tua. So,
so it wasn't filming with me at the tailgates?
Well, that too. Yeah, no, dude. This man has like 9 lives. I swear to God. Like it is actually insane to like what I've filmed with this kid. But I think you know what? The funniest thing that I've ever filmed, at least for you, was the Buffalo Wild Wings stuff. That was hilarious.
You do love that.
I like.
You were so scared.
Dude, I was, bro.
The
like,
cops came.
I do this shit for a living. Like, you think I want to be fucking filming people?
No,
like,
but
No, and I'm right with. I get that on.
I get it too, but nobody's gonna fire you.
right? Yeah, exactly.
That's another fact. Yeah.
But still, no. I just like I remember like being in the car and just like seeing people's reactions. Like I got headphones on, so I'm like listening to listening to these conversations, and I'm like pissing my pants laughing, like trying to hold the camera steady. But like that was probably like one of the funniest things I've ever.
That was probably the most viral clip too.
Yeah, I think that did like 1.2 mil or probably more than that.
It was like 3 mil on TikTok.
He cranked some views on that one.
Yeah, that was crazy. Anyway, sorry. Talk about the Tyreek stuff.
Oh yeah, so that whole opportunity was just like pretty crazy. I remember flying down there. I had to produce 3 podcast episodes with Tyreek, and also do 3 photo shoots all in one day.
Damn.
So
All in one day?
all in one day.
This is a fucking process getting set up for the BotchPod. Now we're talking Tyreek's podcast.
Yeah, and not to mention we were not
God.
just filming and doing shoots in one place. Like we were going to multiple locations. So luckily I had a driver with me, so I didn't have to really like deal with, you know, having to like pack up. Like I've said to pack up the car and stuff, but like I didn't have to worry about you know, just like driving to different locations. Like I could just kind of go in the car. I could chill if I had to back up footage or back up photos or get a photo out to Tyreek real quick. Like I was able to do that in the car, which was super helpful. But it was pretty crazy because, you know, with photo shoots, like typically I like to take my time with stuff, and you know, you only get so much time with some of these big dogs. Like, you know, we were down there with Tua. I had to do a photo shoot with him, and then Rick Ross, and obviously like Rick Ross, like he is a big name, and you know, those guys only had so much time with him, but I had to like really like be dialed in on like as from like a director's point of view, and like really just get the shots I needed. And if something was out of focus, like I had to let them know, we got to redo this. But it was a crazy experience, and it really flew by. But like just looking back on it, like I never really would have expected to do anything like that, and it was really cool. But at the same time, I think it was a good learning experience overall, because I think it taught me, you know, that I have a lot of people here that help me with that stuff. And when I was down there, I only had, you know, a handful of people to help me organize certain things. Like if I needed someone to hold a reflector up while I was taking a photo, trying to get light on them, etc. Like I only had so many people there. But here I have a lot of different people who have already worked with me that I could, you know, that know what I'm looking for.
Right.
Whereas there, I kind of had to, really like focus, dial in again, and just like kind of tell them what I needed them to do. And again, like the time pressure was kind of tough at first, but you know, I mean, I think I'm a big believer in practice makes perfect, and the more you do things, like I'm just glad I had a lot of practice like before I went down there with like podcasting and editing them, and as well as, you know, doing like different photo shoots and different styles, and just kind of adjusting to the surroundings that I'm dealt with.
What other I don't know if you can talk about it, but what other podcasts do you edit?
So this isn't, I guess now it could be public information, but Wet Jeans podcast. It's a it's kind of it's a different style podcast. They're run under Action Park Media. So for those who have watched the show Entourage, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Yeah.
But Kevin Connolly owns Action Park Media, so one of the podcasts that he represents is Wet Jeans podcast. So I edit all of their Patreon content, and I've been doing that for probably about a year and a half now. And I've been like kind of low key about it. I don't really like promote that I do that because they're more of like a vulgar group, but it's but no, they're comedians, bro. Like if anybody who's like a hockey guy out there, if you've ever followed, like you're probably a hockey guy, right? If you ever remember Not Danny Heatley on Twitter? Yeah, that's his podcast. So yeah, the host on that show he started off like with he had like a huge Twitter following, just making a parody account of a ex-NHLer, and from that Twitter account they made Wet Jeans, and it's, I don't know, it's pretty funny stuff. I'm sure you'd like it. I'm sure you guys would.
Definitely. I definitely. I've seen it.
But
I've seen one or two episodes. I suck with podcasts though. I sit there and but like I get too bored. I zone, dude.
I love podcasts because I'm always doing stuff.
I can't watch
And I'm
TV
like,
shows.
You know what I mean? I just throw it on my TV, and I'm usually on my laptop. And
or have it on in the background or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the worst thing because I'll just like start paying attention or play it on my phone. Like the only way I get a podcast in is if I'm driving. It's the only way I'm really dialed into it.
Matt, can you toss my water, please?
Wait, innocent
Thank
is
you, sir.
putting in the work
What a
today.
catch.
See that? Better than Tyreek.
Oh, hey, yo.
No, honestly,
he
honest
said that,
question.
not Nick.
Honest question. How much worse is our setup compared to Tyreek?
It's really, honestly, it's all, at the end of the day, it's all the same stuff. I think the major difference with our setup with Tyreek was we film in a different picture profile, and obviously we film in 4K. So I think that is a little bit different.
Right.
The mics, I think they got a little bit of a like more like higher quality mic, but I mean, other than that, I mean, they're using same, you know, aperture lights and stuff like that. So it's not much different. And they also travel too. Like when we did the episode with Tua, we had to go to his house. So like we had to break everything down in Tyreek's studio and drive to Tua's. But I think they mostly try and have their guests come to Tyreek's house though, just because the setup's already there. They have the whole room kind of laid out.
Is that where Rick Ross came? Was at Tua's house? Or not Tua's, Tyreek's?
Or Tyreek's, yeah.
Yeah,
They're neighbors. They live across the
Really?
street from one
Of course
another.
they do.
Yeah.
Of course they fucking do.
Crazy.
That's
Ross
it.
has like buffalo and fucking
Yeah. That man's got
Horses
a lot
and
of
shit.
land.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's crazy about that too? When he came to the podcast, he didn't walk over. Like they live across the street from one another. He had a driver drive him to Tyreek's.
it's
I'm
Rick
like,
fucking
but I mean, I
Ross.
believe
his
it.
driveway
Like,
is like a mile long, dude.
it is.
It's
yeah,
Rick Ross. I honestly don't expect anything different from Rick Ross. Rick Ross is
Yeah.
awesome. Like he is the boss for a fucking reason. Oh,
That's a fact.
oh. That man's funny, dude. That's cool. I'm so envious of you for that. Rick Ross, dude. Rick Ross is.
Yeah, that was
That was like
you got
my
a
favorite
picture
rapper.
of him up here on the wall too.
Yeah.
Was that in Buffalo? You shot that?
Adam actually shot
Adam
that
shot
photo,
that?
but yeah, that was at his concert.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
The other, I think, I want to say, right to the right of it is that I can't see who it is right now, but I remember that was
Billy
definitely.
S?
Is that Billy?
Uptown Chase.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't tell.
That's
I can't
the
see
homie.
with the lighting, but that was at the same concert. I know that.
Yeah.
Because of the shirt.
That was a good show too.
That was a good show. It was fun.
Everybody that played that show, like it was. I don't know. Did you were there, right?
Yeah.
So you saw, Billy S. He was there. He
I
kind
saw-
of like opened up and then
Yeah, I saw everyone up from like the very, very, very beginning acts. Like we started walking in when music was playing, and I don't know. I hope he doesn't watch this, but the Dom Faded, I think his name is. I don't know. He has that one song about.
I think he performed.
That was
too.
like we were walking in when he was performing his Buffalo Bills anthem thing.
Okay,
and he's like digs or something. Like, he sings something. I don't know.
Yeah, because then Benny had a couple songs too that he performed, and then and Rick Ross brought out Conway too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
which I was really surprised at. I thought it was just going to be Rick after Benny left the stage, and that was kind of it. But no, that was cool. That was really.
Yeah, Rosie's cool.
We were lucky enough to have media passes for that too. So
yeah, I know. I saw you guys' story. I saw you and Adam up there. It's crazy shit. So I got a funny story real quick about that. We were sitting like public access. We didn't buy VIP or anything, but the barricade, like there were so many people on like the public, like general admission. It broke down and we all got into VIP. We got so close to the stage. It was like a swarm. People were getting trampled and shit.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, like there was like aisles in between the two stages and between the two pits. And you had like the VIP in front, like close to the stage, and then like everybody else behind. And we were right up front on the general admission, and then the whole barricade broke down, or somebody moved it, somebody knocked it, and it was just a flood. So we were in VIP without even wristbands and shit. So we got real close for fucking dumb cheap money.
That's sick though.
Yeah, it was nice. It was cool.
And it's not like Rick Ross is just like like he's a big time artist. So like he's got bangers. Like it's not just like one or two songs a lot of people know. Like you can go to a concert and you'll know like at least five or six songs, right? Like
he played a hell of a lot of music too.
He did.
Yeah, I was always a big Rick Ross fan growing up. They have another one going up this year. They have I just saw it advertised when we went to the store. It was on the door. It's Conway and Friends. And
the Drumwork Fest, right?
Jeezy, Young Jeezy.
Yep.
Wale and who was the other one?
Fabulous.
Is it Fabulous?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw that. I didn't even know about that. I'm trying to go to that. You going to the Benny concert on
I'm trying to go. I got a buddy coming into town, so like because we're doing Chicklets, we're doing Spit and Chicklets Cup this week. So
oh yeah,
we got the pop up for that too.
Damn.
So that'll be electric. But yeah, I mean, I want to try and go to that though. I was actually going to ask you about that.
That's on Thursday.
Because I want to go.
Did ask me.
You ever go to Showplace Theater though?
I've never been there.
Showplace Theater is like it's cool in there, but like it's tight.
Is it?
And I'm sure it's going to be real tight for Benny's concert.
Hell yeah, just shit was sold out quick too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to go.
And it's not like he's not like a garbage performer either. Like he's like
I've never seen him live.
Oh man, I went with him when he jumped through the table and like
you filmed that.
I had a time, bro. Like it
was a good time.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Let's
really
talk
was.
about that for a second.
Yeah, that whole experience was
insane.
like that was sick.
So first
we've done a lot of dope shit together. Like, straight up. Like,
we just walked into like general admission.
I'm getting goosebumps like thinking about it right now, for real.
We just grabbed a drink and we're like asking security where to go. And then eventually Tony hit us up and told us to go back outside.
Yep.
And we went to the back room, and we're chilling in the back room. And
who's in the back room? Benny in there?
Dude, I don't know. Everybody.
Bro,
Everybody in there?
He rolls deep.
Yeah,
wherever he goes,
especially in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially in Buffalo. Who's the other
I would
performer?
too.
El
What?
Camino.
Yeah, he was there.
El Camino was back there.
Rick Hyde. Rick Hyde.
Rick Hyde?
No, Rick Hyde wasn't there. Heem was there.
Heem performed? Okay.
I don't know about Rick.
Speech or what's his name?
Spesh, 38 Spesh.
Yeah, him. He was there.
Yeah.
Mott Dog. Remember Mott Dog?
Oh yeah, from Cleveland. That one of my buddies I played football with. He's from Cleveland, and he knew him.
Oh really?
So like, I guess Mott Dog shared the video, and my buddy like hit me up. He's like, "Yo, is this you?" Jumping through the table, and I was like, "Yep." But that back room was nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Couldn't breathe. I think that's the first time I've ever been high because I don't smoke, for the people out there that don't know.
Yeah.
Bro, it was, we walked into the back room with like Benny and everybody back there, and it was just a cloud. Straight cloud of smoke. It was crazy.
You guys were just all blown in the back. Just like, it was just clam baked the fuck.
Oh, it was crazy, dude.
He's not a smoker either.
No, he's up there.
Most
different.
hot box I've ever seen.
It's like when I go to Bill's tailgates with you guys because I'm not much of a drinker, right? But like you get me to into like a Benny show like that or something, like I'm in my element because I'm more of a smoker than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather smoke than drink all day, but that's just 'cause I don't want to get the hangover the next day.
I give you
but
that.
Like, yeah, I don't.
It's a good ass
It was-
time though. You guys had fun.
I had a blast.
It was sick, dude.
It really was. Like, it was legendary. Like, it was good. It was like, in general, like good for the brand too, as a whole. So
Hell yeah.
remember too, like when you were on stage, he kept calling you Nick.
Yeah, you told me that.
He's like, give it up for my boy Nick.
And it's fucking him up there. Yeah,
It was hilarious. And I'm actually the one, and like Nick's the one filming me. I was the one filming. Like, I'm not on the stage.
Funniest
but-
part is I didn't hear any of it. It was just like a second of silence, and Tony's like, "Go for it," and I just like jumped. Dude, my heart was beating out of my chest. I had like,
hell yeah, I'm sure it was.
Even
so many
I was
people.
nervous filming it because like I'm like shit. Like he better get through this table.
He better hit the table,
He better-
unlike me. But
Yeah, he better at least like make it through the table because like there's been times where even at tailgates, like we've seen it on the YouTube videos, right? Like
One time.
the
It was
one time, like
yeah.
you just didn't make it through the table,
It's
but it was okay because
it's
I'm pretty
tough.
sure that was preseason, so it's not like
that was the
Alright,
very
still
first
warming
game.
up.
It was
Very
Steelers
first
game.
game.
I just whiffed. I
Yeah.
completely overshot the
It
table.
was so funny, dude.
in front of.
I've missed tables though too, so
Yeah.
I get it. It's a tough judge sometimes, to be honest with you, because like, do you know how you're going through it before you jump? Because like I'm so indecisive, like I'll go like I'm gonna elbow drop it, I'm gonna ass drop it, I'm gonna elbow drop, and it just keeps on going back and forth. And then like as soon as I jump, I always switch, and then it's like I'm off. Long story short,
I usually make my mind up before.
yeah, I'm just an idiot. I overthink everything. Sound about right?
Yeah, sounds
it's
about
facts.
right. No, yeah, but I couldn't believe how many people were on stage for that concert.
I know, man. Like remember when 5 to 50 came on, like everybody was on that stage.
Crazy. It was packed.
Yeah,
Like there was
Like-
barely room to.
you couldn't even
move
see
up
where Benny was at one point.
Oh, he had. So is that what Betty does? Like
I mean,
because I've seen like rap show. Like, oh, okay.
You know
So
what
he
I
has
mean?
like the
Like-
whole. He has all the boys up there.
Yeah,
The entourage and shit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like
I'm
when
glad
he-
I was in the pit for that because like 5 to 50 is probably. I mean, that's a banger from him. Like
Yeah.
he's.
for sure.
It's probably one of his more like I guess like songs that kind I don't know if they like if it like put him on or if it was just like
Just kind of bangs, you know. Like,
yeah.
They,
He's got a lot of like lyrics in there that are very like that really just hit home.
Yeah.
yeah,
I like whenever he shouts out some Buffalo shit. That's always cool.
it is.
Like
'Cause,
he's
like,
got
you
something
think
in
about
there
it and
like
shit.
check my bank statements probably hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
like,
shit like that. Oh, that shit's raw.
There's like one about like his jewelry looked like he made it. People think he signed to Shady because his jewelry
Yeah.
looks like he made it or something like that. I don't know. That's
like,
just
like those
hard. Like
because he's
that
got
whole-
bars like that.
He
Like,
does.
You know, he
and it's
really
not just
does.
one song. It's like every song. Like
Yeah.
we talk about this all the time. I feel like
Yeah,
He does have bars like that though.
he had a feature. It just came out Friday. I don't remember the song name now, but it was like, something. Make 50 racks, come home and still eat a pack of noodles.
yeah, like he's
Shit
yeah.
like that is dope. But
Those boys are crazy.
how was it working with him? I mean, he wasn't the one shooting here the other day, right?
No, well, originally it was supposed to be him and Armani Caesar. They had two shoot locations. I think one was at their spot, and then they wanted to come to our studio. But they ended up wrapping up Benny's scene at the first spot. So when they came here, it was just Armani. But like all the BSF guys were here, and
Yeah.
it was fun, dude. Like Armani. That was my first time meeting Armani Caesar, in person, and actually like having like a conversation with her. Like I've seen her like in passing, but she was great, super full of energy, like just super happy to like be here, and it was it was cool to like kind of just like watch her do her thing. I mean, she's got a lot of dope projects coming out. And
Keep buzzing too. Yeah.
She is.
She is buzzing. She's
Griselda
hot right
First
now.
Lady too.
What's that?
Griselda First Lady
Yeah,
too.
that's facts.
But no, she was cool. They were here for a couple. I think they were here from. They got here. No, they weren't here for a couple hours. They were here. They got here at like 11:30 at night on a Tuesday. Didn't leave till like 4:30 in the morning, or no, 4 in the morning around there.
Had a flight, right? You said.
They had a flight back to like Philly, I think, or something, and like the videographers that she had too, they were super cool. They do a lot of dope work, so that was cool for them. I think the one dude was from Houston, and then the other guy was from South Carolina or something, and
It's cool shit.
That's like going back to like this, like the Space and Legacy House, like that's like the cool part about it is like now when those boys come back to Buffalo, like they know that they have a spot that they can come shoot in, and they know that they're gonna get, you know, the light setup, they're gonna get the cyc wall, they're gonna get, you know, access to, you know, at least 4 to 5 different sets that like we build out. So like
and you couldn't really do shit like that in the old space.
No, not
and that's
at
what
all.
I find cool about this place, because like if you like you guys do that content creator thing, and like you just never know who, like we've been here just doing podcasts, you never know who's gonna roll through.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? If someone's in town, like they shoot you a text, Adam a text, like last minute, yo, what's popping? Like what you, and especially when you guys really get up and running, like you guys release everything and you guys are established. Like I'm talking like a year in advance. You just never know who's gonna come through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just cool shit. Like I don't know, and like whether they're Benny the fucking Butcher or if it's just somebody who's just like another content creator, you can learn and experience. Like I don't know, I'm just really impressed with what you guys got here because it is
Thank
cool.
you. That means a lot
cool.
for real.
It really is.
We
It's
put
so cool.
Put our blood, sweat, and tears into this spot for
Hell yeah.
real. Like I mean, everybody I'm sure will tell you that. Like it has been insane the amount of time we've put into this spot. Like all the way, even like going back to like looking for a space. I mean, we looked at probably like 10 different warehouse spaces and. Like every spot was cool that we looked at, but it was just like nothing compared to this. When we walked into this, like we kind of knew, like, yo, this is it.
Yeah.
And when we got in here too, like all like the floors were all like it was just really kind of like gross in here. But our old spot, you know, it was just a garage. We didn't have a bathroom in our old spot, so like
No, that's fact.
we were just thankful to be in more of like a bigger space and actually have 2 bathrooms here. But when we got in, you know, we told him we'd take the building as is. Like we told the landlord and stuff, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna put some work into it and fix it up for you guys." And you know, he did a really amazing job. His whole team, like we couldn't be more thankful for that. Because if it weren't for them, I don't think the place would look like it does right now.
This place is crazy. It really is. I do have something now. I have something.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So I don't know when it was. It was at least almost half a year ago now. But you guys were at maybe not even. But you guys were at. Was it with Just Edition that you guys were, or Skate Skins at what you guys were at? The NHL All-Star game, was it?
Oh yeah.
Or what was that?
That was sick. Yeah. So I guess should I touch on that a little bit?
Hell yeah.
Just
Whatever.
Edition. Yeah. So.
Talk about Just Edition first. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Just Edition is a hockey streetwear brand. We're based out of Buffalo, New York. The brand was started in 2011 by Matt Keeler and Ben Medafrey, and 2 Albion guys, great kids. They both moved here probably back in like 2015. So they were kind of new to the area, and I had just moved back to Buffalo when they moved here. And when I was younger, like when they first started out, they followed me on Twitter and followed me on Instagram and stuff. And I was pretty involved in hockey and still am to this day. But when I was younger, I was playing like junior hockey and stuff, and they were interacting with my content. So like anytime I'd post like a picture of myself playing hockey, like they would go and like it. And I just thought that was really cool. So when I moved back to Buffalo, I reached out to them and we ended up connecting. Matt and I met, you know, every couple of weeks and kind of had like the same vision for like a lot of things of like where we think the sport should go and like how we could have an impact on the sport of hockey as a whole in terms of like fashion and creative expression. So we ended up just kind of partnering up and the rest was kind of history. We were able to do a lot of different stuff, not even just with hockey, but outside of hockey. Like I think one of the first, I don't know if this was like the first big thing we did, but we made all the jerseys for the Micah Hyde charity softball game a couple of years ago, and that was pretty big for us because we were able to make different connections outside of hockey that helped us make our connections in hockey, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we hosted the first major esports event here in Buffalo at Buffalo Riverworks, like right before COVID, and that was like a real big thing for us. It kind of helped put us on the map a little bit. But yeah, and then during COVID, we launched Skate Skins, which is basically a product that allows players to customize their hockey skates. So it's kind of like works as like a blank canvas for hockey skates. And Matt Keeler, he is like the curator of that whole process. I mean, he had this idea.
Shout out Matt. We got him coming on soon too.
Shout out Matt. Yeah, he has the vision when it comes to that stuff. But he just like really put his nose at the grindstone. He always kind of had this idea, even before COVID, that he wanted to like somehow make some sort of like wrap for skates and be able to make them customizable. So he kind of got down to the nitty gritty of it during COVID, and first started out as like a 2-piece thing where it was like there was like an outside piece and then an inside piece for the skate, and then it morphed into a 1-piece, and that's kind of like where everything started to change a little bit. He got a patent for the product and stuff, and from there we just like once we were able to actually get on the ice again, like we started making content, we started making TikToks and reels for Instagram, and those started to go off a little bit, and then we started getting a lot of teams ordering the skins, and from there we had now we're in a couple of different local pro shops here in Buffalo, and we're in a couple different retail shops in Canada too.
Really, as far as Canada?
Yeah.
Really?
We were actually just in Canada with Sherwood Hockey. We did a collab with them, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think the Skateskins product like really helped put Justition on the map in a way, because it was kind of like it was kind of all run under the Justition umbrella, but they're going to be 2 separate entities later, like eventually, down the line.
Yeah.
But the way everything kind of worked out, it was crazy, because we had been talking about doing stuff like this for years. Like when I partnered up with Matt and Ben, and I remember when I was in college, Matt sent me this thing when I was in my class one day, and it was of a Jordan 1 on a hockey skate, and it was on like through Photoshop, and I was like, yo, that's fucking sick. Like that would be so cool if that was made one day. And he was like, yo, we'll make it happen one of these days. And sure as shit, we, a couple of years go down, pass, and we linked up with Coda Custom. Shout out to Coda for these, but he makes like custom cleats. I'm sure you guys know him.
Yeah.
Makes custom cleats for NFL guys and does custom sneakers. And we linked up with him, and Matt was like kind of bugging him, like, yo, can we make like a skate? And Coda's like, no, man, like we can't drill into the skate. Like it's just too hard. Like we can't even glue it on. Like it's not going to work. So Matt's just kept kind of like bugging him. And finally Coda's like, all right, let me do it. Like I'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, sick. Like we have something. So like when we were going through this too with Coda, like we had no intentions on it like really going viral. It was just something we thought was going to look sick. Like we just thought it was something that we thought was dope. And Coda made he did the Dior's. So the Dior's were the first pair, and then those went crazy. Like ESPN picked it up, but we only really got like a day to shoot content with them, and then Matt sent them to Austin Matthews because he's got a pretty good relationship with him. So a couple months went by, and we ended up doing another pair, and those were the other Jordan skates, and those were the ones that really popped off. Like ESPN picked it up, Barstool picked it up, Spit and Chicklets from Barstool, they picked it up. Like a bunch of different sneaker accounts, like Bleacher Report picked it up. Like it was insane. Like I
remember that day too,
dude. Yeah,
I picked you up to go film something, and your phone's just blowing up.
Yeah,
his phone is just blowing up. I'm like, I should be filming you now.
Yeah,
what are you doing here?
It was a crazy time, dude. Like it really kind of like just, I guess, set the bar for like who we are as a brand, and it really kind of, I guess that was like, I don't want to say it like established us, because we had been doing all this stuff for so many years now, but it was really just like, it was like our first like viral piece of content that like people really like either fucked with it or they didn't fuck with it. And even if you didn't fuck with it, like how could you hate on something like that? Like there's nothing like that. Like it was one of one piece. There was.
Yeah. People are fucking always gonna hate on everything.
And people were like people in the hockey community were like, oh, players aren't going to wear those. Those aren't going to last. That's Mickey Mouse shit. This and that. But like the goal wasn't for us to be like, yo, like players like Austin Matthews, Nylander, guys like those guys, like they're going to wear a Jordan skate on the ice. Like that wasn't our intentions. Our intentions for it were, one, because we thought it was going to be dope. Two, we wanted to show the hockey world and the hockey community what the sport could look like from a creative side, and just kind of show that, it's okay to be flashy, because, we're in 2022 now. Like the sport is so traditional. Like it's ridiculous. Like you look at like the NBA and the NFL, and I'm not like a huge basketball and football guy, but like those guys don't have dress codes. Like but the NHL still does.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. Just
I
for the
know.
record, we had a little camera issue. Boys had to take a pee real quick. We're back at it now.
Let's get it. So yeah, what were we going off about?
You're talking about skate skins and your Chicago One concept and what it meant for not only the brand but for hockey in itself, because the league, like, they have a dress code and everything. And
yeah. So yeah, just no, like the league, or like the sport of hockey is just so traditional. Like, again, like you look at the NFL, the NBA, like those guys aren't wearing suits to games. Like, they're kind of able to express themselves in a way that, you know, we've never really seen before, right? Whereas like hockey, you know, everything's got to be so, again, suit and tie, super professional.
they have to wear that?
Most teams. I think
Really?
the Arizona Coyotes
Whatever.
are like the only ones that kind of have
didn't
like
really do
more of
that.
like a relaxed dress code. But yeah, it's kind of like a red carpet though, if you think about it, for brands, right? Like,
Facts.
right? Like
you got Josh Allen walking in. Like, I mean, this is Josh Allen, who's not like the most stylish person, but he's walking in like just the most basic Prada or off-white shorts,
He
Prada
wears, like,
shirt.
team stuff to away games mostly.
Does he?
Yeah.
Because I was dumbfounded because I'm like, I thought he was basic as shit. Like, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I just thought he was like a basic dresser, you know? But then I saw the little Prada logo. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, that shirt's... I'm like, that's not a white tee. That's a Prada white tee.
yeah.
No, but any of them, like Odell, fucking Joe Burrow. You tell me that...
Dion goes crazy.
Hell
every
yeah.
time.
Yo, crazy. You got to bring this up when you guys have Matt on, but do you remember when, for Halloween, when Dion wore the goalie mask?
Right here? This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
You guys can't see it, but there's a picture up there.
Matt made that mask.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because, dude, for some reason I was on it. I don't know if I was on a page or something. I was on Instagram earlier today, and I saw like the photo shoot from that. And
Really?
Yeah, it was so weird. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I know what it is. And like you were tagged in it and everything. And like he was like whoever posted it was like, Matt made it. Dion came out 716 and Nick killed it on the photo shoot and all that. And I was just like, I'm like, dude, that's...
I wonder where that was.
Yeah, I don't know. I could probably try and find it, but yeah, I was looking at it earlier. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. But I look at it all the time every time I come here. That mask is dope.
It is, yeah. I mean, the story behind behind how that mask was made is pretty crazy. I don't know if I guess I can tell it. So like, long story short, because this is still kind of in the heart of the pandemic a little bit. So like, people were shut down. Like, you know, we're wearing masks everywhere still. And first, Matt had gotten like a new heat press or something for our Justition shop for like the t-shirts and stuff, and he wanted to get rid of his old one, so he put it up on Facebook, and somebody from Ohio reached out and was like, "Yo, if you drive this here today, I'll give you cash for it." And it was, the cash that was offered was more than what Matt had got the press for. So Matt like hit me up and he was like, "Yo, do you want to take a ride with me to?" I think we went to Cleveland. He's like, "You want to take a ride with me to Cleveland quick?" And I was like,
Quick 3 hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I got some editing to do, but like, yeah, like why not? Like, let's go. So we went to this like real sketchy part of Cleveland, and the guy thought like we were like, Matt was like overcharging him for it, and that wasn't the case. Like, Matt ended up having to, I think he like showed him like the messages like, "Yo, this is what you said, like this is what we're giving you it for. Like, you told us you were going to give us this much for this thing." So we ended up selling it, but that's just part of the story. So we're driving back to Buffalo, and Dion FaceTimed me because he couldn't get a hold of Matt, and he's like, hey, you know how Dion is too. Like, he's you guys know, like, when that man wants something, like, you got to give it to him. But like, nah, he is
Drop of a dime.
Yeah, but like, no,
Not in a bad way.
No, not in a bad way at all.
That's
and
just how his life is. Like, he's
no,
it's
Dion
crazy.
is the homie. Like, and I would do anything for that man. But it was just like, it was funny because like he wanted this done like the next day. Like, he needed it. And but he was like, "Yo, what are you guys doing right now?" And we're like, "Oh, we're driving back from Cleveland." Like, we told him the whole story, and he was like, "Y'all are crazy." And so he's like, "Hey, I need a mask made by like tomorrow. If you guys can make it happen, I need it's a goalie mask, like a Freddie mask, but it's not like it's a I think it was a Dior mask." And he sends us like the picture that he found on Instagram. He was like, "Can you guys do this?" And Matt was like, "Yeah, say less, and we'll get it done." So we get home, and Matt's already like trying to like get like different like printouts of like that design to put on a mask, and he can kind of get into more detail of how he made it. But Matt made the first one, and he was like, "This is sick," but then realized that the whole thing was upside down. So all the Dior logos were upside down on this mask. So he's like, "Fuck!" And we also had Dion come into our old studio to do photos with this thing, and and Matt's like, "Fuck, dude, like this." I just fucked this up. Like, I'm gonna have to go get another mask. So he ended up making it happen. And the next one that he made was actually like way better. Like, it just looked way cleaner. It looked really just spot on. There was no because the other one, there was like minor like imperfections on it. But like Dion let us put like the Justition logo on there too, and that was sick. And the photo shoot went well. And then he said he was gonna wear it into a game, and we were like we'll believe it when we see it. And sure as shit, like he walked in with that goalie mask on, and it was like, damn, like that man actually just did that. But it was cool. I don't know. It was just like
That's dope.
It was just cool the way it worked out. But
that's the
I mean, I'm
shit.
glad we kind of like Matt like went and did that though for him. You know, I mean, I'm sure you guys I know Dion's like more than appreciative of that stuff too. You know, like it's not like he's not grateful for it. Like he's very grateful for everything that people do for him. So
he's a busy man, and
he is.
It's just shit. You know how it is. Like you do something for him, he'll make sure you get the return. But that's cool. That's like the type of shit.
Yeah.
Like everybody, I'm telling you right now, a lot of people in Buffalo have seen that. Like a lot of people, and like that's just crazy hearing like the backstory behind it because I had no idea any of that. That's so funny. That's good. That's really good. Damn, all the way to Cleveland, you get a fucking FaceTime.
Yeah,
said I'm on it. Next day.
I want to shift gears here a little bit.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before the camera's cut off, I really want to touch on this. You were at the All-Star game, right?
Oh yeah, we never talked about that. But
so,
what were you gonna start?
What were you gonna say?
No, I'm gonna ask you a question, but go ahead.
Real quick,
that question.
Remember
Just
that.
go ahead.
Real quick on that All-Star game. How'd you get there, and like what were you guys doing?
So, the backstory behind that. So you guys should have this kid on too one of these days. One of our good friends, Jared Holt, he runs the Charging Buffalo. His account is basically, it's pretty much like the Buffalo Fanatics, but for the Sabres. Like he is like the number one, like I would say, outside source that's not affiliated with the Sabres that like I guess shares news and stuff like that about the team. But Jared's like very, very good at what he does, and he's very educated when it comes to just the NHL alone, but also like the Sabres and everything that's kind of going on with them. So he started the Charging Buffalo page when he was, way younger, and now it's like this big Instagram and Twitter account that kind of just, it shows news and talks about the Sabres and stuff. So he built up the account to the point where he can get credentials for like NHL events. So we had already been going to Vegas anyways for Chicklets Cup. And so we were going to be there anyways, and like we had our whole squad going, like Matt, Benny, Derek, Tudor, Hopfer, me, Matt, and we were already going to be in Vegas anyways for Chicklets Cup, and Jared was coming too, and he was like, "Yo, I might try and get media credentials for the All-Star game." So we were like, "All right, sick. If it works out, great. If not, whatever. We should still go anyways." So we ended up going. So. Me having the camera, like my job and the credential was to get photo and video and stuff like that. So, we were doing coverage on the one and only Sabres player that was there, and that was Rasmus Dahlin. And, luckily we kind of already had a relationship with him. So like we knew, he knew us, we knew him, and it was cool to kind of see him. And that was like his first All-Star appearance. And it was cool to kind of be part of that and be part of that journey with him. And, that's kind of how we got in, but we got to, meet with a lot of different NHL players. I mean, we met damn near every All-Star that was there. I remember when we were there, we introduced Connor McDavid to Dion, and like Dion had no idea who McDavid was, and it was just
I remember that Instagram clip,
dude. It was so funny, man. Like, we were like, "Yo, you got like this is like the LeBron of hockey right here. Like, you gotta take a picture of them." And Dion was like, who's that? Like, I remember like when we were like, "Yo, Dion, get his attention," because he was going back to the locker room, and I remember Dion was like, "Hey, yo, McDavid, McDavid," and like Connor like turns, and he's like, and like like I don't know, Connor's not like the most out. I don't know if I'd say he's like the most outgoing guy. It was just like super awkward at first, but like we ended up getting like a good picture with them, and I don't know, it was funny the way it went down, but yeah, that's kind of
saw MGK there too.
Yeah.
That was a legendary picture you got.
That was crazy. Because I remember seeing him, and I had my camera, and I was like, I got to snap. Like, this is probably the only time I'm ever going to see him here. So I had my camera, and luckily my settings were somewhat right on the camera. So I just snapped, a bunch real quick and got a couple of good ones. So I have the print of that photo, too. I got to put it up here.
That's dope. That is.
Yeah, shifting gears.
Shifting gears.
I apologize.
Yeah, so no,
I just wanted to hit on that.
I just wanted to ask, like, when did you decide, because you used to work valet, right? When did you decide to go, like, full-blown into photography and videography?
So throughout college, like, probably like my junior year was when I really started to like go hard on videos. Like even like during my sophomore year, I was kind of vlogging a little bit with like the Justition brand and making videos for all of our stuff. And I was kind of like the host of that vlog. So like every week I was pumping out videos. I think I did that. What?
Did you just fart?
No, it was my stomach. I swear to God, no, I did not. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Oh,
I would have no problem telling you, and you guys would smell it. I'm telling you right now. No. No.
I heard it.
Bro, it was my stomach. I looked at you, and I'm like, yo, my stomach loud as shit right now. That's my stomach digesting. Did you hear that too? Because that shit was loud.
I don't know if the mics heard that. Holy.
The mic probably.
I didn't pick it up.
You didn't pick it up, dude. That shit was like, and I felt it. It was like one of them. It was.
You and we locked eyes. I just lost.
We got to get the boys a sponsor, like a food sponsor or something, so this doesn't happen during episodes.
Facts, dude.
Maybe Picasso's. I'm calling them out right now.
Facts, yeah, we're calling Picasso's out.
Picasso's. Dude. I think Picasso's would be a good one. You got to talk to Mark.
Oh, that's all I
Marky
eat.
Mark.
That is his go-to, Picasso.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, Picasso's has fire wings.
All right, you just cut the.
Sorry, my
Yeah,
bad.
what were we saying again though?
Like, when did you make the jump?
Oh, so yeah, valet was kind of like a college job for me. It wasn't like it wasn't something I was doing like full time. But
So you kind of came out of college like full time.
yeah, so my junior year was really when I started going hard and like started to pick up some clients. Like I remember I had like during my junior year, it was like the spring semester, and I had somebody reach out to me like real early into my semester, and they were like, "Hey, how much do you charge for a video?" And I'm like, "What do you mean charge for a video? I don't know how much I would charge for a video." Like, and I've been making videos like since I was a kid, but I was really starting to go hard at it like in college. So I'm like, shit, I don't know, like $75. I don't know, and ended up making a video and like thought it was like the coolest thing when I got a Venmo for $75 for editing a video, and I was like, damn, like I kind of realized there like maybe I could do this as a career someday. So I just kind of plugged away at it, and more people started reaching out for videos, and it wasn't like, the money wasn't crazy coming in, it was just kind of like a side hustle. And then during my senior year, I started to pick up more clients, and like during like that whole summer, like going into my senior year was when I really started to try and perfect my craft, and I'm still working on that today, but just kind of doing different style videos, not just doing vlogs, but maybe doing like testimonial videos and things like that. Real estate was like another thing that I was kind of getting into for a little bit, then got away from it. What's up?
How bad?
That's good.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then after New Year's, I got let go from my job. I was calling off a lot, like on weekends and stuff, and that was like when I was like kind of making like good money at like the valet job. So I got let go from that actually on New Year's Eve, and it was pretty tough because I wasn't expecting that at all. Like I had bills and stuff I had to pay, and I didn't really have a lot of freelance work coming in or like any video work. So I'm like, fuck, like I'm kind of fucked right now. And I wasn't saving my money either because it was all going to like my gas, my car, and just like I was just a broke college student. So I didn't like I pretty much like ran through my savings account like in that time. But I was lucky to like at like around this time too. I'm also starting to work more closely with Adam. So we were making videos together. I was kind of helping him on shoots. Like I remember even when I was still at the valet job, I would leave my valet job, walk over to Rec Room and help Adam make videos there and help him shoot and stuff like that. So I started getting like more into like club scene too. But when I got let go, I remember, just telling Adam, I'm like, dude, I have nothing but time. So like, I'm down to like do whatever. I'm down to like create. Like, let's just, I want to just like learn and just again, like create. So, we would link up a lot. during that time, and we started to like really. I mean, we were already pretty close, but like that's when like we really got close because like he kind of saw that I needed. I needed something, like I needed some sort of money to come in, but not just money, but I also wanted, like, I was just like passionate about what I was doing. And he saw that, and he like, I remember this, like we talked about doing something like this even during that time. And he was like, yo, it'd be cool to like open up a studio one day together. And I was like, yeah, like maybe when I'm ready, but like, I wasn't really like financially ready or just like even like mentally ready for something like that. I just wanted to like get through college and kind of go about life and just figure it out from there. But it's crazy the way it worked out because that, I think it was like after I graduated, I went to Tampa for like 2 months, worked down there with a different production company. And then I moved back. And then that's when we started to work together again a little bit more. And that's when we were like, yo, like he was like, yo, I'm ready to do the studio. Do you want to do it? And I was like, you know what? Like I talked to like the boys at Justition, like Matt and Ben and all those guys. And I was like, yo, like, you know, I have an opportunity to do this. I want to do this. I think it'll be good. You know, it'll be good for me, but it'll also be good for the brand because we'll have a place to do shoots. We'll also have kind of somebody to help me, you know, perfect my craft, and I could have someone I could learn from. So it worked out. And, you know, ever since then, we've been kind of doing the studio. And this is like, even this space now is something that we kind of manifested like very early on before we even moved into our first spot together. So very, very thankful to have somebody like, or to have Adam in my life and a part of my career, because if it weren't for him, like a lot of the stuff that I make nowadays is, you know, I wouldn't kind of be where I am today with, like, I guess in the career without him. So shout out to Adam. So if he's listening to this, you know, shout out Adam.
Shout out Adam. You can hear from the other room.
So yeah, no, he probably heard us. Like I feel like a lot of people when they're in that position, like college and stuff, right? That's their whole goal, is to have something like that become their full-time job, right? And you're already there at a pretty young age. So what is your end goal with all of this? Like, what do you dream about? Like,
it's funny you ask that, because I've been thinking a lot about that, especially recently as we like kind of got into this space. And I mean, just even to back it up too, like my whole goal during college, like when I was making videos, was, you know, whether that was for like the Dish and brand or for my own shit, like I wanted to walk out of college doing what I love doing and doing it on my own. Like I didn't want to have to go work at a company for a year or two and get experience there. Like I wanted to be doing my own thing on my own schedule, on my own dime. And I'm very fortunate to have like people like Adam in my corner, and like you too, like, 'cause you've been a huge help to me as well throughout this whole process. Like that's something that I wanted to just kind of walk into. So without those people, I don't think I was able to do that. But to go back to your question, like it's something I've definitely thought about. Like I've always kind of had like this idea for like a movie. I don't know if it'd be like a non-fictional thing, but I guess I'd want to have it like based on a true story. And basically, I don't want to get like super into detail of how it would go down, but I'd want to kind of like showcase like show like a kid who is, you know, kind of struggling as a child to kind of like fit in. And then, you know, something happens in that kid's life where they're able, like they somehow shine and they start to, you know, see the light of day, and they start to like find meaning in life. And I want to kind of have like the main character of that film someday, you know, just kind of show them going through the ropes as a child, and then have them hit like a point in their life where something like was like something hit good, but then something hit bad. And then at the end of the day, it works out for them. But I really want to like show like the details and like the little things that like have to get done in order to get to that like next level. 'Cause I think that's like really important, 'cause there's a lot of things like, and I'm sure for you too, like there's a lot of things like when we go out, like even when we go to tailgates, like when people go up to you and they're like, yo, you're Buffalo F, that's fucking sick. Or like, oh, you guys were with the boys of 98, like that's sick. But like all those people that think that, like also think that this shit happens overnight. And like, it does not happen overnight. Like you guys know firsthand, like, Dan, you've been doing teeth for how many years now? Like same with you, AJ, like like, you know, like it doesn't happen overnight. And like the Dion connection too, like now all the stuff you guys are doing with Dion's fucking sick. Like that doesn't happen overnight. Building that relationship doesn't. So, I'm it's a consistency thing, and I want to like in that film I'd like to show the good times and the hard times, but also the hard times of like what it takes to really get to that point and to get to that next level.
So would it be like a Netflix movie? Or
I don't know if they were to
How
pick
long
me
we
up.
thinking?
just like make it.
We thinking like a whole hour and 30?
I don't know.
A little longer, a little shorter?
I've been brainstorming ideas and starting to write stuff down here and there, but I would like to eventually get with some like screenwriter or something like that and just kind of like talk to them a little bit and get some different ideas and how I can kind of execute this, because it's going to be a lot, just writing it out, writing a script out, and
Movies are crazy.
and then scenes and stuff like that. Like there's still a lot I got to learn too on my end. So, I want to keep doing that, but I think that's like a long-term goal eventually.
I feel like long term, but you could honestly do that and then still have 20 years left in your career. You know what I'm saying? Like look at Conflicted. Like came out on Amazon Prime and stuff. Like those guys did that in their 30s.
Yeah.
It probably took them a couple years to finish and do everything, but I feel like that's probably more within reach than you think.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, but it's way more in reach than you think. This man has done so much shit. I've been so impressed in the past year with him.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, seriously.
That's
I appreciate that for real.
So much shit. Damn.
But, like, I'm saying, like, so, I don't know, our camera cut off, but 20 years. Because I think this camera caught it all. So we'll just shift it.
20 years. I would like to see our concept of this studio here in other cities. I think that is kind of like the goal, because everybody that's kind of involved with this, like there's really nothing like it here in Buffalo, but I'm sure there's places like it in other areas.
Yeah,
but
when you said that, I was wondering that, like in other cities, like, do you know, like, have you ever heard of anything like this or something?
I have, but not to this scale, and not to this size.
Like, is this inspired off of something you guys did a trip somewhere and you saw it, like, but this is just all you and Adam and anybody else involved, like your guys' creation. Like you guys came up with everything on your own, not even inspired by really anything.
Inspired by, I'd say if anything, we were inspired by like co-working spaces and like incubators,
Okay.
but at the same time, it was like, there was no such thing as an incubator really for creators and photographers and filmmakers to go to and not just film and make film like videos and do like photography, but also like a place to work out of too. So
all independent for sure. I don't think anybody does that. You know what I mean? Like there's big corporations in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like
facts, yeah,
there's
yeah.
a few, but they just have employees that are just on salary and stuff. Like this is dope because everyone's talented at different things, and I feel like everyone that comes in here is like has their own little section that they're a master of. You know what I mean? In
that's a
different ways.
fact, yeah.
But
Definitely.
that's dope. You think that would be a franchise?
Maybe someday. Yeah, I think I think we'd like to see it get there at some point, but you can't skip steps, and we have to master it here first and kind of see where it goes from here. But I think so far, I mean, we haven't even officially opened yet, but like the people that have been in the space have really have had a lot of good things to say, and hopefully it really gets like the recognition that people are kind of hyping it up to be, or at least the people that have been in here, like you guys.
Right.
Yeah. This
You
place
guys-
is crazy. I'm telling you right now. This place opens to the public. I'm telling you guys. This place is crazy.
I want to get
My
the place
jaw
across
drops.
the street.
My jaw You want to what?
That'd be so sick.
For what?
Our landlord owns that spot too.
We could just
so.
shut this whole street down and do some crazy shit. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
We could literally turn that into a fantasy thing.
And that is
It's
a
almost the
nice
same
building.
size.
That is a nice building across the street.
Is it
too.
more open over there than it is
He's getting
here?
ideas
It is.
in my head now.
It is. It is. It's a little bit smaller than here, obviously, but
Yeah.
the floors are brand new. Like the roof and stuff. It's a nice building inside there. The only thing they don't have is a bathroom, but I think they're getting that put in at the end of summer.
The woods
Because-
is for, right? You can piss in the woods.
Yeah. I mean, the woods is right there.
It's better than going to the salon, right?
That's right, yeah.
I always felt so bad walking in
Yeah.
there to the old place because there's like girls getting their hair done.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm just using the bathroom, guys. Oh, man. This is dope. This place is crazy. You guys worked your ass off for it, though.
Thank you. Yeah,
You did, definitely. It doesn't go unrecognized. Seriously.
Thank you.
You guys really do. Shit.
Anything else you want to plug?
Or
Anything
touch
For the
on?
fucking cameras.
I know.
Ah, easy.
I know it's weird. I'm usually the one that's behind the camera, so it's a little different being in front of it. But
I'm overheating right now. Honestly, it's a little hot in this room.
it is hot in here. But yeah, like plug anything. Like what?
I don't know. You want to shout anything
You gotta
out?
shout
You got
Just
anything?
Edition?
You got
Yeah.
anything coming
You
up?
got to talk about the
soon
shirt.
that you want to talk
What's
about?
the shirt? No free plugs, but let's talk about some Just Edition shit.
Yeah.
Shout them out. Shout
Yeah.
out.
Follow us at Justition on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. And then same thing with Legacy House. It's Instagram is at Welcome to Legacy House on Instagram, and then if you guys want to follow my personal too, that's at 716Nick on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So, and TikTok.
And TikTok,
And TikTok.
fuckers.
And TikTok.
You got to get the TikTok in there. TikTok plug's important.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you don't like, comment, subscribe.
Fucking throw something. I'm going to leave before he does that. Go ahead.
You might be a nice person, but we don't respect you.
Thanks for having me on, boys.
Respectfully. Thanks for coming, dude.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
He was going to try and throw that fucking mannequin at me.
I was thinking about it.
Dude, you were going to. I know you were going to.